All right, so 4.1 part 2 is where we will analyze those functions. So here we go. Let's say I give you a function of x is 4 multiplied by x plus 3 squared multiplied by x minus 5 and x plus 1. So they'll give you the function in factored form. We're going to find the degree, the leading coefficient, and the end behavior. We're also going to find the x-intercepts and the y-intercept. There's only one of those. All right. So what I want you to understand when you look at the degree, when you have x plus 3 squared, you understand that means to take x plus 3 multiplied by x plus 3, multiplied by x minus 5, multiplied by x plus 1, and then you have the 4 in the front. If we were to multiply the first term in each factor, you get 4x, 4x squared, 4x cubed, 4x to the 4th. That's going to be your highest power. That's your degree. And the number in front of that highest power is the leading coefficient. So our degree is 4. Our leading coefficient is 4. Now, since the degree is 4, we know even functions, even degree functions, make parabolas. Okay? So this is a positive leading coefficient graph. And then this would be a negative leading coefficient graph of an even function. So our end behavior for this guy, since the leading coefficient is positive, if you go this way on the x-axis, as x goes to positive infinity, your graph, if you look at your graph, it's going up, it's going to positive infinity. And as your x goes to negative infinity, this direction, see that graph? It's going up. So f of x is going to positive infinity. And then your x-intercepts, that's what makes each factor 0. So go back to the top and look at those functions, or those factors. You don't have to worry about the 4, it's just a multiplier. But what makes x plus 3 0? Negative 3. What makes x minus 5 0? Positive 5. And what makes x plus 1 0? Negative 1 0. And then to find the y-intercept, put 0 in for x, because you know it's at 0 something. So here we go. It's going to be 4 times 0 plus 3 squared, multiplied by 0 minus 5, multiplied by 0 plus 1. So 4 times 3 squared, multiplied by negative 5, and positive 1. So 4 times 9 times negative 5 times 1. 4 times negative 45, 0, carry your 2's, negative 180. So therefore, our y-intercept is at 0, negative 180. And that's how you find those things out. So let's try another one just to make sure you're good. Let's do f of x equals 3x minus 6 multiplied by 2 minus x and x plus 4. Now, when they write it like this, it's okay if you want to change it to negative x plus 2, which means the same thing. So when I multiply these beginning terms together, that's going to give me negative 3x squared multiplied by another x gives me negative 3x cubed. So my degree is 3. That's the highest power. This guy right here is the LC, so the leading coefficient is negative 3, okay? And we talk about end behavior as x goes to positive infinity, where's the graph going? And when x goes to negative infinity, where's the graph going? Well, odd functions, like this guy with a degree of 3, their graph normally looks like this. That's a positive leading coefficient. Since we have a negative leading coefficient, it's going to look like this. So, when you look at that graph, I hope you can see it, as you go along the positive x-axis, that graph is going to negative infinity. Oops. You need to put f of x goes to negative infinity. And as we go along the negative x-axis, this guy right here, that graph's going up to positive infinity. And that's how you find those. X-intercepts, real quick. You would add 6, divide by 3, so it's definitely at 2, 0. This guy is also 2, 0. Interesting, huh? And then negative 4, 0. The y-intercept, you have to put 0 in for x. So 3 times 0 minus 6. Negative 0 plus 2. 0 plus 4. Gives me negative 6 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 4, which is negative 48. So it's at 0, negative 48. Remember, this is how it started, and this is the things that we found out. Same thing up here. So hopefully that'll help you figure out that part.